You just gotta get a good rhythm, you know? White asparagus. Just white asparagus. Turned earth, roasted meat. It's like cranberry, but more like cranberry that's been crushed on the floor with a shoe, you know? Hey guys, welcome back to Adulting with Alcohol. My name's Christy Norman, a certified sommelier, here to lay down my 10 commandments of drinking wine. Are you ready? Number 10, thou shalt not comment on the legs. Wow, the legs are beautiful. Beautiful. The legs, or tears, the way that wine drips down the side of the glass, is not an indication of quality. Alcohol evaporates faster than water, so the way that it forms basically tells you how much alcohol is in it. Sugar in wine also makes for thicker, slower legs, just like the way that honey would drip down the side of the glass. Someone who comments on the legs probably doesn't know what they're talking about. Number 9, thou shalt not smell the cork. A cork smell is not an indication of whether or not it will be a good wine. I went over this in episode 3, but the only reason that you should smell a cork is if you think it might be infected with TCA or it is corked. Wow, this is gonna be really delicious. Stop it, silly. Number 8, thou shalt not swirl excessively. Most wine does not need additional aeration, so you don't have to swirl so much. Oxygen helps soften the tannins in wine, that bitter flavor imparted from the skins. In order to oxygenate and feel rounder, it needs time. Just like an apple you just sliced would need time to brown on the counter. And if you wanted an apple to brown, you wouldn't throw it around the room. You wait. Most wine is just fine out of the bottle. Stop swirling. Number 7, thou shalt tip on the wine. But the wine is like $200 and the server didn't even do anything. Tipping 20% on the wine is polite and the social norm. Seriously, it is. If you absolutely don't want to, you can ask the server to put it on a separate check. That way it's clear to the server that you don't intend to tip on it. Some restaurants force servers to tip out a percentage of their sales to the runners and the bussers, whether or not you tipped on it. So that server might actually have to pay money out of their pocket for you to drink that wine. Tip on the wine. Number 6, thou shalt not be intimidated by wine snobs, like me. Most people know almost nothing about wine. Some people know a lot about one particular type of wine because they drink a lot of it. And the more that I learn, I realize how little I actually know. Like I said before, wine doesn't have to be super complicated. You just have to know some basic vocabulary. You didn't know Pinot Meunier is a grape of Champagne? Noob. Don't worry, we'll get you there. Number 5, thou shalt not get upset when the restaurant runs out. What do you mean you're out? Wine is an agricultural product made in limited quantities. When we run out, sometimes there's no more to get. It's not like buying tinfoil or duct tape. Sometimes restaurants actually have to have a relationship with the winery so that they can get an allocation because it's so limited, which is why it's also more expensive. It would also be unreasonable to reprint the list every single time we run out of something. My restaurant's list has over 65 pages. We're not gonna reprint it in the middle of dinner service. Sorry, we're out. But here's something that I do have that I think you'll really like. Number 4, thou shalt not blame sulfites for headaches. There's a disclaimer on a lot of wine bottles that warns people that there's sulfites in the wine. Sulfites are added to help preserve the wine's freshness, so it doesn't brown like the apple you left on the counter earlier. The research shows that there's no correlation between sulfites and headaches. There's actually about as many sulfites in a bag of dried fruit as there is in a bottle of wine. If you're getting headaches, it's probably something else. Oh no, I can't have raisins, they give me headaches. No, they don't. Number 3, thou shalt ask for the sum. Restaurants with big wine lists will often have a sommelier or wine director that can help you choose something new. Give them a price point of about how much you want to spend and tell them some producers you like. Even if you know a lot about wine, they can still help you because it's their list. They know where the good deals are. And don't you want me at the table? Number 2, thou shalt try new varieties. I know you always drink Cab, but there is a wide spectrum of wines that you're really missing out on if you don't try them. Does Coke and root beer taste the same? Neither does Merlot and Pinot Noir. If you haven't already watched episode 2, I go over the 8 most popular types of wine and clues to whether or not you might like them. Go watch. Number 1, thou shalt drink what you like. This is my most important commandment. Never let anybody, not a sommelier, a wine critic, or your mother, tell you what wines you should not like. Taste is subjective, so if you like cheap rosé or aged champagne, keep drinking it. There you have it. Go forth, pass on these 10 wine commandments to your friends. Remember to praise the Lord Bacchus tonight, get shit-faced. Next week, I'll be going over what makes a wine expensive and whether or not you should buy it. Hit the share button, follow me and stuff. Thanks for watching.